Justin's helping out today. Trip to the mountains with Ben and Emma, and we're gonna help him out, get the garden rolling here. Yeah, those are Asian persimmons.
That's what I thought.
I was like, wait, oranges can't grow here.
I think the variety is called Fuyu. Alright guys, so the giveaway is, you guys remember John and Jake that came and visited this summer? Okay, this is John, friend from Finley. I think I met you back at Nick's place in like 2009.
Yeah.
Jake started a channel, Hydroponics for Kids. They live in Northwest Ohio, and so growing over the winter is extremely difficult, and John got into hydroponics and taught Jake how to grow that way too. So they started a channel teaching. It's taught from Jake's perspective, so it's kids teaching kids. He wants to build his channel up, and they asked if we could help them get going, all that stuff. So it's actually really valuable for you guys. They're gonna offer a $100 gift certificate to Johnny's Seeds, this company, every Monday in October. So if you're watching this when I post it Sunday, it'll be tomorrow. And in order to qualify for that, you got to go to the channel Hydroponics for Kids, subscribe to the channel Hydroponics for Kids, and then invite 3 people to subscribe to the channel Hydroponics for Kids. And then in the comments, leave a comment that says keep on growing. And so every Monday in October, they're gonna pick a winner, and that winner gets a $100 gift certificate to Johnny's, you know, to buy seeds, and a garden book of their choice. There's up to, I think there's 26 books to pick from, so that's pretty cool. And the last Monday of October, the winner gets the gift card, the book, and a tabletop hydroponic setup that they're gonna build. So check it out, and Jake's pretty serious about this YouTube channel and getting other kids to grow their own food and stuff. Any support's appreciated. Yeah, they're good people doing good stuff, so there's really no downside in participating. And if you win, that's awesome. Okay, Justin just got these tunnels here. I'm gonna have him share with you guys what he's doing with them.
Yeah. All right, so we got one big tunnel here for our typical garden plot, our crop garden plot. This tunnel is 24 by 50. Our garden plots end up being 21 by 50, so we got a little room there. This is going to be very special because we have 2 of them. So this year, we're going to put chickens in here. We're going to put them in there on deep bedding. This is inspired by Joel Salatin, what he does with his chickens in the winter. And they're in there on wood chips. They're stirring it. They're manuring on it every night. And it's absorbing their manure. They're happier because in the day it's a little warmer. It does cool off at night, but it still protects them from moisture and stuff like that. But they turn that wood chips into compost in place. We're not putting piles, we're not turning piles, just slow rotating compost. And then what do? In the spring, when the fly larva is active again and we start following the cows again with our chickens go into that into that cow patty and spread it and eat the fly larva. We will move the chickens out and plant down into that. Our heat-loving crops, our tomatoes and our cucumbers. And then next year, the chickens will go to our other low tunnel. And then in the spring, and then in the fall, we would plant this into our winter garden. So we would get our cold hardy crops, lettuce, spinach, kale, Swiss chard, up to maturity by about this time. And then before we've used these low tunnels, and those are great for starting out. And we've been using those for years. They're very affordable, very easy, but they are high maintenance. It's not like this. You don't just walk out and get your breakfast like that. You gotta walk out, You gotta go
lift the
You
sandbags.
gotta lift the sandbags off. You probably tear the agribon while you're at it.
Yeah.
Then you lift the agribon up. Then you grab, and then you get it, and then you walk away. And you got to do that to go in there and cultivate or harvest or whatever. I perked Casey up when I started talking about that, didn't I? Casey's like, oh yeah, I get it.
No, yeah, I've ripped a lot of row covers, but what I see on this one is this trellis thingy up here.
Yes.
You can tie a row cover onto this.
Ooh, that's cool.
So you don't have to, I mean, when you need it, you just bring it down.
That's cool.
That's what I would do. This is a nice tunnel, dude.
So how do I tie a row tunnel to this? And you're
You
talking
just-
about for extra protection.
Yeah, you have, you got these things right here, holding this side up. Just something like that, and just wrap it around the, cause like, you don't need it, you're not gonna need it as much. Like, you're gonna need it like 20 degrees and below.
Okay, that's cool.
If it's kale and stuff like that. You could grow all your winter veggies in here.
I don't see why not. This would be 6 rows.
Yeah.
This is a bigger one.
Yeah, you could grow all of them in here.
Easy.
Look.
And it's got these nice, if you want to come over here,
Yeah.
it's got these nice rollouts. You can roll, you can open now. It's pretty ventilated. It's I don't even know if it's any warmer in there right now than it is out here. So that would be cool when we're growing. Like right now, we would have it open for sure. And probably keep it open for a really long time until it starts getting really cold. And then just wind that down.
You can even, I mean, in the winter, I would leave the sides down.
Yeah?
Well, it depends, depending on the wind, and just leave these doors cracked and it'll vent.
Okay, nice.
Alright, back from Justin's. It was cool to go out there and see them and see all the improvements they've done on their land, the 2 tunnels, new fencing, new area, ways of managing animals. It's really cool. They actually raise all of their own meat, and it seems like most of their vegetables too. They're actually growing their own food, so that's really cool to see too. What do you think of Justin's?
Well, it's fun. They have done a lot of work.
Yeah, they have.
Property. Yeah.
So we gotta do something today to feel a little productive. So we're gonna go through these tomatoes. Tori's gonna get the suckers and trellis them. So pulling these guys off.
I'll normally just snap them off with my finger, unless they're like really hard to take off, and then I'll use pruners or a knife, and then I just gently trellis up to the head of the plant there, and that's it.
I'm gonna come through on the bottom, and you see the fruits are forming. And we also have this leaf mold developing. That's on the bottom leaves, so I'm gonna cut the bottom leaves off so I can probably show it. It's a little early to prune these guys, but we don't want this spreading. It's getting colder, and generally you would wait until these are all starting to develop. I mean, it's close, but we'll stress the plant like this now, and they should develop faster. So you can see, I was explaining this last week, but you can really see it now. So you see where the shade is creeping in from the trees? That's amazing in the summer, and especially amazing for the greens in the summer. But this time of year, it's starting to hit the tunnel there. You can see it's starting to hit the tunnel there. So that's why we're putting those, we call them tomato curtains up. But that extra bit of heat that we keep in there makes a huge difference. So yesterday, the tree prune, I didn't record anything because I forgot the camera, sorry. But anyways, when I got in the canopy and looked around, I was like, wow, this is huge. So it was bigger than I remember, and I wouldn't have really been able to record anything anyways. It's full of deadwood, and they want to build a deck underneath it. At least that's what the dude said. So really going through and trying to get everything out of it. It's gonna take a whole nother day of climbing, most likely. But yeah, it's an amazing oak. I'll definitely get it on a video here with the camera so you can see it better. But while I was doing that yesterday, Tori, Janie, Leela, and Sandy got collards put in where I harvested carrots. They also got some other things planted, and we did plot 8, which was a big help because it was the buckwheat was coming up. Today is going to be a little harvesting and some bed flipping. Fall is the best time of year. I love it, especially October. I got this really cool video this morning from the roof.
Chard.
Finally got Swiss chard after caterpillars wrecked it 600, 700, 850 times.
And they're still like going.
I know. Stupid.
Super excited, guys. We have beets again. It's been like 4 weeks since we've had them, and so I'm really happy we finally have them again.
All right. Okay, that's fine. Hey, weren't you just on Justin Rhodes' vlog?
Yeah.
You like famous now?
No.
Can I have your autograph? So the carrots here, I'm gonna leave these for next week. And we're gonna flip the rest of this and put it into salad. So we took these tomatoes out, and this attachment is called the sweep. So it's not connected. And so Tori's going around the stem of the plant and into the soil around it, because you don't want to disturb the roots that much because they'll feed the soil, but we need to prep this for arugula. So it looks different. Redo this here. So there's a high spot and that was a low spot, and it flooded these walkways during a rain. So now we should come over here, down this way, and then eventually we can take it down back there to where the pond's gonna be. Gonna be a real busy day today. So like this edge needs weed whacked everywhere, so around all the plots. It looks like this. And when it does that, it's not a huge deal. Like when it does that, it will grow out over the weed mat, and the grass will set seed, and it's hard to cut with the mower. So really I should do it more often, but I haven't been, so I gotta pay the price and do it all at once. And yeah, you can even see here the Bermuda grass has grown from the grass over the cardboard and wood chips, and now it's going over the weed mat and will eventually get to there. So all the times I've said we don't just do the cardboard and wood chip thing, that's why, because Bermuda grass, the Johnson grass, and the crabgrass it doesn't really matter to them. They're still gonna grow. There's gonna be some people coming Tuesday to film stuff for a documentary, so I want to have it looking pretty good, and it's just gonna take extra work, I guess.
Morning.
What are you seeding?
More calibration mix and more carrots.
We got the garlic planted here. We're gonna plant these other beds in garlic too when they're ready. But I had to figure out the amendments to put down, so I'm gonna show you guys. So I looked up what big time garlic growers do or recommend for nitrogen, because whether or not you believe in conventional ag on social media, the fact is you probably eat more of it in your life than local food grown this way. The recommendation was 150 pounds of nitrogen per acre. So you know that you need 150 pounds for an acre, and we need to figure out the amount of pounds for one bed, 250 square feet, which is 30 inches by 100 feet, so 2.5 feet by 100 feet. And so an acre is 43,560 square feet, I think. It's something like that. And then, so now you know that you need 150 pounds of nitrogen per 1 acre, 43,560 square feet. So then you need to know how much you need for your bed. So you're gonna take 150 times 250, and it's 37,500, and then divide that by 43560, so 0.86, or basically a pound. So then you have to look at your amendment and what it is, and on your amendment bag there's going to be 3 numbers, and it's NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. The nitrogen in ours was 5, so it means it's 5% nitrogen. So okay guys, I was explaining that and realized that I can't really explain the math, so here's the easier part. They'll definitely tell you what rate to apply it. So this says 35 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So you can do the same math, 35 times 250 divided by 1,000, and you'll get 8.75 pounds. So you know you need 35 pounds for 1,000 square feet, you need 8.75 pounds for 250 square feet, which is our 100-foot bed. My math came to 10 pounds, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's not that big of a difference, especially being outside and you know you have weather and the way you manage your soil before it, you know, plays a lot into it. Your soil test in the beginning is also a big factor. You know, you may not need anything, or if you're in the southeast like we are, we generally need to amend quite a bit. Alright, I had Tori watch that explanation, and I'm going to go more in detail with that stuff over the winter. None of it's ever really just math, and there's a lot more going on everywhere, and there's a lot of stuff to see when, you know, there's nothing to look at. So Yeah, it's never as easy as just math. Your management is huge into everything, and your native soil is huge into everything. Trying to explain it to Tori made me realize it's really not that simple of a subject, and I just like thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, I need this much, and I'm really gonna try and make it make more sense over the winter.
All right, I just got back from the market. It's Saturday. The markets went pretty well, considering it's very rainy and wet. I think this is the remnants of Tropical Storm Delta. So yeah, I mean, people still came out, which I'm really grateful for, but it definitely wasn't as busy as it normally is. So accounting tip of the week this week is budgeting for next year. So I know I've already talked about how to calculate your cost of living per day personally, and how to budget, just talking about how you look at what you're making versus what you're spending and never spend more than you make, which is pretty much common sense. But when I'm starting to look at my budget for next year, which is about this time, I'm really starting to look at what we made this year and what we're planning on making next year. So what I do is I print off QuickBooks our profit and loss statement, and then I will just go line item by line item. So I'll start with all of our income, and so I'll look at our affiliate income that we've made so far this year, our YouTube, Charlotte Market, Hickory Market, restaurants, and then farm pickups, and then any other ones that we have. And I'll just go line item by line item and critically think about, okay, what do I think we're going to be doing next year, and just try and put a number to all the income that I think we're going to be making next year. So for example, like this year was weird with restaurants because of coronavirus. So we really didn't do that much restaurant sales just because most of the restaurants were closed or not wanting to spend more money on local foods. But next year I do expect that to be better. So you know, really it's just a guess what you think. And you know, we do sell a lot directly to customers and not so much wholesale, so I'm not gonna put like a huge number on what I think we're gonna do at restaurants, but I do think it's gonna be more than what we did this year. And so that's just an example, and I'll go through that with all of our other income sources. And then I'll move on to the expenses and basically do the same thing. So I'll just look at, you know, advertising, depreciation, tools expenses, and uniform expenses, and all that stuff, and just say, okay, do I think we're gonna spend more money on this or less money? And then I'll just put a number to it, and then by the end of it you have your projected or estimated income subtracting your estimated expenses, and then that should give you an estimated net income for next year. And then what I usually do is, you know, every few months, every quarter or so, I'll just revisit that next year. So I've been doing that this year as well, but I'll revisit it, and if we're, you know, on track or not on track, then it's a pretty good indicator I might need to change some things in the budget, or just be aware of, you know, that we are on track or off track, and then plan accordingly there.